how you can set up an autoresponder email on an Elementor form. Now, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you have the Elementor Pro plugin installed. That will allow you to add a form to your web page, and then you can tweak the form just the way you want. If you don't know how to get an Elementor Pro, you can watch the video that is in the comment section below. It will show you how to get the GPL version of Elementor Pro for free. So once you're done installing the Pro version, you can come back to this tutorial and continue to set up your form. Now, the first thing you want to do is to come right here. You want to add your form for the first time, so you can just drag that in. Alright, so once the form is already on your editor, the next thing to do is to click on this edit icon, and then you can start to set up your form. But most importantly, we will be focusing on how to set up the autoresponder. So we go straight to the action after submit. That is where the whole setup takes place. Alright, so by default, you get the collect submission and the email as the two default action that takes place adding a form on Elementor. However, you can use this plus icon to add a couple of other options depending on the task or what you want the form to do. So for us to send an autoresponder email, we are going to be adding the email tool. Once you have added the email tool, it becomes available right here. But just before we go to the email tool, we are going to come to the email, and then we're going to look up a couple of settings. Now right here is where this form, whatever message that is left by your prospect, where do you want the message to go? So this is where you are going to leave that details. You can leave a couple of emails. You can leave your corporate email as well as maybe your Gmail address, so that you are getting all your emails in good time. Then the next thing is to set the subject of your email, and here you can leave this as is, because it's going to capture the message that your prospect leave here. It's going to capture it in here for you, and you are going to see that in the message that is sent to your email here. So you want to leave this feed as is. Then from email, you can as well leave this as it is. And then from name, you can give this a custom name depending on what suits you. You can give it a name that helps you to identify the particular form and the particular page that the form is coming from. So the reply to feed simply is where your reply goes. For example, let's say you got an email from the client and you want to reply them back. So your reply, where does it go? So you can determine that from here. You can say email feed. So that means that when you are sending a reply, it goes directly to the email feed of the customer or the prospect as left in the form. So once you are done setting up the first email, you can now proceed to the second email. So just before we proceed, I'd like to give you a quick heads up with the credit. If you don't want Elementor to leave a credit in your form emails, you can have this removed. You can also remove the remote IP. So these are the data that is going to be captured, the date, the time, the URL of the page where the form is left or filled, and user agent. So those are the details that is going to be captured and sent to you. So the first email is actually coming to you because you're capturing the customer's data as your lead. So the second email, which is what we are focusing on in this video, is how you can send a second autoresponder email to your prospect. This is how you can go about setting up that. Click on email tool, and then under the tool, you'd want to impute the customer email address. And the only way to determine that is to come right to the form feed, come to email, then come under advanced. Then you'll want to copy this email shortcode, and then we come back to email tool, and then we paste that in the feed. You can also come to subject and give it a custom title, and under message you can type in a custom message that you want your prospect or your customers to receive. You can structure your message using your HTML tags as much as you want. The only thing you cannot do is you cannot use CSS or JavaScript in this field. So this is going to be your feedback message or your auto-responded message to the prospect. So once you have imputed that, the next thing is to come to from email. You'd want to impute your corporate email there so the receiver can know that the email is coming from you. And then you can also add your website name or your name, and then under reply to, you can also copy your email. Of course, that's where they're going to send a reply to your email. So you can also copy your email and impute that in there. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and click on metadata. From here, you are going to pick the data you want to capture. Do you want to capture the date? Do you want to capture the time and other details that you want the prospect to see? I think the date and time would be appropriate in this case. So once you have done that, you can come right here and publish. Now that all that is done, we're going to go ahead and test the form and see how it works. And we click on send. All right, so it says your submission was successful. So we're going to check our email and see if an auto-responded email, which is the second email, is also dispatched to our inbox. All right, so you can see the email from here. You can see, hello, we got your email, and we are working on that. So you can see that the process is pretty simple. So that's how to go about setting up an auto-responded email on your Elementor. I hope that is one for you. Thank you for watching the video. Kindly like and share, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel.